Excuse me, sir, how often do you use this service?
I travel every Monday morning, or virtually every Monday morning, weather permitting.
Most people will have recognised your face, Sir Harold. Where do you live, then?
I farm quite close to here, about 10 miles away. Yeah.
How did you used to travel to London before?
Oh, by train, and sometimes I do now, if the weather's bad for flying. And, of course, I travel for a long time by car, but that's a little bit tiresome.
You gain a lot of time in this way.
Indeed, it's very good indeed. If all goes well, I can be in my office soon after 10 o'clock in the morning.
How convenient do you find the services here?
Well, I'm a businessman who, with a computer firm, I travel to London about once every fortnight, and I find it for day trips particularly useful.
You're able to go to London. What time do you return the same day?
I return at about 8:30 in the evening, which is quite convenient, really.
How convenient do you find the service?
Oh, extremely convenient. My home is on the Wirral, and as you know, this flight comes from Liverpool, drops down here and then goes to London, which really means in effect that instead of me having to go to the airline, they're coming to me.
Mr. Frank Edwards of Prestatyn is a North Wales businessman and a member of Flintshire County Council. Mr. Edwards, how important is Hawarden in the future growth of North Wales, would you say?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. There's no shadow of doubt. This is the most important airport, will be the most important airport as regards the Wirral and North Wales. There's no question about it. And as the years go by and the developments in this area, and with the possibility of the D across the estuary, there's a bridge across the estuary, there's no doubt about it. This will be a very, very important airport indeed. And it's nice to see that you are improving the facilities so much in the recent months. No, I think it augurs well indeed for the future.
Do you think Flintshire and Denbighshire particularly are making the best use possible of this airport?
Well, it is very popular, it's quite obvious, but I think it could be more popular still.
The airport manager here at Hawarden is Mr. Jack Morton. Mr. Morton, now that the passengers are safely away and indeed by this time working in London, can you tell me why the conditions here, the facilities here, are so primitive?
Well, this is a question of economics and priorities. On the economic side, you've got to build up your passengers before going into expensive building, but the main thing is priorities on safety aids for flying, to make everything possible to fly in bad weather, conditions and like this, and therefore we agree the provisions are primitive from the passenger point of view. But take our tower, for example. We've installed this latest soundproof and mist-free room on the top. In it we've put the latest radar approach aids, new radios, VHF, direction finding, permanent automatic tape recording. From it we control, of course, the runway lighting, which we recently installed. All this cost many thousands of pounds. We are now in the process of putting in the latest visual angle of slope indicators, which is the latest aid for bad weather. Then, of course, there are the other safety aspects to consider. Fire service. We have a staff of 21 with some of the latest machines. Our latest aircraft tender, which we just bought, which cost over £11,000, is probably one of the most modern in the country. The fire service is manned 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. There are also the security and police side. We have 21 airport security police, and again, this is 7 days a week, 24-hour day service.
Mr. Morton, now that Hawarden is expanding, can passengers look forward to better facilities here for them?
Yes, this is the next thing on the list. We are at the moment investigating buildings with a view, we hope, to commence next year, in fact to complete next year. To make much better facilities all round, tea, coffee, possibly a bar, and also many better facilities for the handling of freight.
The increase in freight traffic at Hawarden this year has been dramatic, from 15 tonnes last year to over 150 tonnes in 1965, and the tonnage is still rising rapidly. This is rayon yarn from the Welsh factories. In fact, 75% of the freight traffic from Hawarden is from Welsh firms. They even carry lobsters from Bangor for continental consumption, agricultural and other machinery, leather from Wrexham, optical equipment from St Asaph. These are a few of the Welsh goods carried by air from Hawarden. And the increase in the passenger traffic run by British Eagle has almost doubled during the year. Passengers come mostly from the English side of the border. As Hawarden grows delicately poised in borderland, the duality of the place, Cheshire and North Wales, becomes almost a problem at times. One of the people pressing for a change of name to Chester Airport is Mr. Graham Payne, a businessman from Chester. Mr. Payne, why do you want the name changed?
The main reason, I think, was for the publicity that most people have heard of Chester and not so much Hawarden. In fact, when I first came to this area, I couldn't even pronounce it. I thought it was Hawarden or Hawarden.
It isn't a Welsh name, though, you know.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Do you think that people have not heard of Gladstone?
I hope so, but I should think some who haven't.
Do you, the other side of the border, think of Hawarden as your own airport?
Certainly for the geography, we would hope that there would be some, in the near future, some more services. And the other reason for the change is that Liverpool Airport is named, and also Manchester Airport, and instead of Speke and Ringway, respectively.
And today, the company announced that negotiations are in progress for new scheduled services and holiday flights to the continent, to Jersey and to Ireland, but none yet to Hawarden's capital city, Cardiff.